Hello and welcome to Just the Chip, the UK-based food review show focusing on chip shops, market and street food. My name's Danielle.
And my name's Peter, and today we've come to the British seaside mecca of Cromer on the North Norfolk coast to find out what fish and chips by a Michelin star chef is really like.
Cromer is an historic tourist destination town nestled within the North Norfolk coast and within an area of outstanding natural beauty as designated by Natural England. It also has the tagline, the gem of the Norfolk coast. Cromer is located roughly 23 miles north of Norwich and is serviced by a train line to Norwich and buses to and from the area.
Cromer is thought to date back to the 1200s, however, it was not seen on legal records until 1422. Fast forward to the Victorian times, and Cromer had become a popular destination with the rich and famous, including King Edward VII. With the installation of a railway and many articles in national news, Cromer became a very popular destination, bringing many visitors. Cromer is also famous for its seafood, especially Cromer crabs, which form a large part of its economic income alongside tourism.
Two people who decided to take advantage of this famous seafood were local Michelin star chef Paul Blackiston and Spencer Gray, with today's stop, No.1 Cromer. And No.1 Cromer was opened roughly 11 years ago and features a full restaurant, takeaway shop, and an ice cream kiosk.
It's located just 700 yards from the train station, 350 yards from Cromer Pier, and even closer to the town centre. It's won many accolades over the last 11 years, including being named in the Fish and Chip Awards, the Good Food Guide of 2023, and been named one of the best fish and chip shops in the country. However, over the last couple of years, it's received very mixed reviews with 1, 3 and 5-star reviews on TripAdvisor, but it does have an overall score of 4 out of 5. Now, as a coastal boy, I'm quite happy to finally be doing a chip shop review on the coast, of which I'm from. However, it is also a side note to find out whether or not chips by the coast are just actually better.
Now, before we go to our next spot, we need to remind ourselves of the rules for our chip shop reviews.
Each order will be a standardised order of chips, battered sausage, a piece of fish, curry sauce, and 1 extra item. Each category will be scored individually, with a total being made up of those scores. Both myself and Danielle will score us separately, and then we'll add those up to make a final score at the end of the review.
Now, with that out of the way, let's go order.
Right, so we have come to a park bench. I say a park bench, I mean that loosely. We're on the beach still. And here is our wares for today. So let's go through them in sort of ascending order. Now, I was an idiot and I did not take the prices down mentally as a note. So I will add those up on screen once as we go through it. So starting here, we've got the cod. It is a one-size-fits-all here. They only do one size. I think that was $8.50 as best guess, but that's pretty much the only price that I actually took a mental note of. Chips, curry sauce, sausage, which is here, and next to it is our wild card for today, battered brie. Now, the other nice thing we got, an extra, won't be in the price comparison because it's not something we're able to get every time, is their own beer. So, had to give that a try. And there you go, there's the man himself, got his own picture on the can. That is the Galton Blackiston there. So, I'm going to start with the cod, I think, today. And nice light looking batter. Nice white fish. I don't know if you can see that well. Yeah. Hmm. I'm going to get a bit more of the fish because I have an opinion, but I want to double check it. Probably. So, out of the 3 fish and chip shops we've done so far, now I cannot remember what we scored Fairgreen. I think it was a 6 for me for fish. I can't rate it higher than that. I can't rate it lower either.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a 6. The reason for that, there's no flavour.
That's disappointing.
It's kind of I don't know, flavourless and palate cleanser. But like, it doesn't taste stale like the Fairgreen potentially did.
Pre-frozen?
I mean, maybe, but so most chip shops will put vinegar on for you at the shop. This one, they actually had a little bag of cutlery, salt, napkins, vinegar, stuff like that. It was already pre-prepared, so they just give you a bag of that. Mm. Hard. Now, but I might be eating a bit more each time here. The reason is I'm fighting really hard to try and find some flavour.
Oh dear.
There's nothing bad. Like, it's not actually bad. There's no bad flavours. There's just not many good flavours.
So definitely not fried in beef.
No, I think it's a vegetable oil. So a very neutral flavoured oil. I'm going to give that a 6.5.
Okay.
Right, curry sauce. So, an unusual looking one. Very translucent. Interesting. I'll say a 6, maybe a 7, but no, I'll go 6.5. I'll split the difference.
Okay.
There's flavour, not much. It's like they've had a strong curry sauce and then it's watered down. You can almost taste that sort of, you know, when you can kind of taste this sort
Maybe
of.
it's from a concentrate.
Yeah, but it's like you can taste it's been watered down, you know?
Right.
You can almost taste the water.
Mm. Fingers crossed the brie and the sausage do the job.
Yeah. And I will say, on initial forms, it's a very dark sausage. Like, you can see a lot of the sausage through the batter. Sausages are bright looking. It's not your standard sausage.
Interesting.
I think it's I think they've tried to use a higher end sausage.
Okay.
And I'm not sure it benefits from it. But if you had that on a fry up, that would be a good sausage.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go 6.5 here.
Okay.
Very thirsty, sorry. Right, the wild cards. I'm going to go with this one first because it's cold.
Yeah.
And it's sunny and hot. Smells good. I actually had 2 beers there. They had a bottle of ale and then a can of lager. I went to a can of lager because it's one that's cheaper. But it's an okay lager.
Any standout notes?
Very crisp.
Okay.
Right, now battered cheese.
Probably the opposite.
I really hope they didn't muck this up because it's just battered cheese. Oh, gooey. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that right now. Wow. Right, I'm going to try and... Compared to the rest of it, that stands out.
Good.
It's almost, you know, that very mild camembert taste.
Yep.
That you get from a brie.
Yeah.
It's like that.
The camembert taste that you get from a brie.
Well, very mild.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I mean. Because it's like camembert, but a lot milder, isn't it? Right.
Yep.
I think that's me done, isn't it? Oh, I got to score that.
Yep.
Give that a 7.5.
Okay. So a little bit better than absolutely average.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go 8. 8.
8.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool. Right.
Fab.
I'm going to grab the camera from you, and we'll go straight into you.
Excellent. Right, here we go.
One cut, eat your heart out. Starting with the cod.
Starting with the cod. Let's do it different this time, right?
I will apologise now for the camera work. The glare on this screen, I cannot see what's on it.
I like this better than I liked Fair Green. The batter on this is nicer, I think.
That's why I found it really hard to score, because I was like, I like it better than Fair Green, but I don't remember what I scored Fair Green.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 7.5, because I think with a little bit of salt, it would be great. Which I guess we could put a little bit of salt on. But right.
But is that then skewing the results, you know?
Well, right. And so, yeah, I think in my mind's eye that, yeah, I'm sticking to my guns.
Just an aside while you're eating on that, the amount of bad cheese has melted out of there.
Yeah. Right. The chips are good. The chips are waxier than they are starchy. Which is a little bit different.
See what I mean about being a bit lacking there?
Yeah, but I can actually taste the potatoey flavor.
Yeah.
Which sometimes that's overtaken by the oil.
Yep, that's a fair point.
I'm going to give these a 7 because this is one of my least favorite styles of chip. But actually, I could kind of just keep eating these. And so I think, even though, again, they would benefit from a bit of salt for me, I think they're pretty good.
Oh, good.
Right. But now let's try one with some curry sauce. It's a very different kind of curry sauce. You're totally right. When you first put it in your mouth, you get a nice big flavor of curry sauce, and it dissipates really quickly.
Yeah, and that's why I think I could sort of taste the wateriness afterwards.
Yeah. Not my favorite curry sauce. I'm gonna give it a 5 because, like, it's not gross, it's not horrible. If it was sat in front of me like it is, I'd probably keep dipping chips into it. So
also, I forgot to mention, there's no mystery bits.
There is no mystery bits. That's very true. There's no mystery bits. And if there were,
important information right here.
it is. And if there were, you'd be able to see them all because it is like transparent, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's just different. Some people might prefer that, and that's fine too. Right, okay.
You going wild card or you going sausage?
Let's go sausage. I'm just going to bite it.
Okay.
Mmm. Yeah. That is not your run-of-the-mill sausage. It's not overly greasy. Like, sometimes they can be really greasy.
Yeah.
I like it, actually. I can see where it kind of runs against tradition for you. The fact that it's not overly greasy, the fact that it's got a little something going on, I'm gonna give that an 8.
See, these are the differences between me as a traditional coastal boy that has eaten fish and chips and sausage and chips and all of that all his life, and someone who's relatively new to it, like the American here.
Yeah. Right. Now let's go in on this one. As terrified as I am of it.
You like brie?
I like brie, but brie on this hot summer day, fried, battered and fried, is a little scary.
It's fusion.
Ew, that's something.
French-English fusion.
Yeah. I can see why you really like it. I have another little bit to formulate an opinion. Scoop up some cheese. I can imagine this rating higher for me in the middle of the winter.
Right.
It's good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good.
Well, you do tend to like a lighter, colder food in the summer, don't you? So
yeah. I'm gonna give it a 7 because it tastes nice, right? It isn't something that I would gravitate towards, and also it's a little bit difficult because as soon as you crack into it, all of the cheese is gone. That said, it'll make excellent for dipping a chip into. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
Okay.
7.5. But I am also gonna do this quick.
Uh-oh. Don't forget you got lager to try as well.
I have, you're right.
Better?
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with a 7.5, but but it is a good tip. Right, okay, now let's try this fancy lager. Yeah. Tastes like a beer.
Obviously, we're not rating this today, but
no, it's good. Like if you want a beer, like this is a beer, and it tastes inoffensive. I don't really like a lager, and like if somebody was like, here's a beer, I could drink it.
Yeah,
no problem. Cool. So that's a nice little addition, I think.
Right. So we'll get wrapped up here.
Tally them all up.
Tally up the scores, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so it's actually a few days later now, as the original footage that we recorded for this segment is actually unusable. Full disclosure, we're actually at home. It's a few days later. It's Wednesday. Filmed this on the review on Saturday, but the scores will be exactly the same. So, No.1 Cromer came in at about £3 more than Kong's of Wyndham, and about £1.50 more than Fairgreen Fish Bar. But just sort of £3 in it between all of them, so not too dissimilar on price. However, I scored No.1 Cromer, the lowest I've scored yet, at 33.5. And Danielle?
35, not my lowest.
No. Funnily enough, whereas I said I didn't like No.1 Cromer so much, and Danielle said she did, like the chips, for instance. It's actually the closest we've ever scored so far. I know that's not a big data set, but it is the closest we've scored so far, interestingly. But yeah, so that puts No.1 Cromer in second place. So if you've enjoyed today's review, do hit that like button and consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you get informed of when our next videos are out. Check out the comments below to let us know what you thought and let us know of any other places you'd like to see us review. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching and hope you have a good rest of your week and month. And we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.